Good evening, this is a short screencast demonstrating how to deploy uncomplicated categories in a new theme. I've just had a support request come through asking for some help in deploying the uncomplicated categories category list in the classic theme, so I thought I would demonstrate the entire process end to end. Here's my site. This is the uncomplicated categories demo site, and you can see we've got a few products here set up in a few categories. This is currently using the supply theme. If I want to install it in a new theme, I need to go into online store themes. So I'm here inside the admin section of my site. I've gone into themes, and you can see I've currently got supply set up. I'm now going to visit the theme store, and from the theme store do a search for classic and select classic light. That'll be fine. Install the theme, and I'm going to publish as my shop's theme. Now that's quite crucial because, it is crucial because if you do it only as a preview, then uncomplicated categories doesn't get visibility of the fact that you're previewing one theme. It can only see the theme that you've actually got set up on your site. So given that we want uncomplicated categories to be able to install its liquid into the theme, we need to have the theme set up as our published theme. So I now go to the theme manager. Here I am looking at classic. I edit HTML, CSS, and here I am with all the different bits that make up the site. So the process I would go through now would be to try and work out where within this theme the left sidebar is set up. I'd look at collection liquid and have a quick search in here for sidebar. There's nothing in there. I'd have a quick look at theme liquid and have a search for sidebar. And I see that's where it's set up. So here we can see it's enable if the sidebar is enabled or if it's been turned on, then we want to include a snippet called sidebar. So I'm now going to go down here, and from the snippets I'm going to look for the one that's mentioned here, sidebar.liquid. So I open that up, and this is the sidebar. At this point, I find it quite useful to cross-reference the liquid and HTML that's being displayed here with what's actually shown on the site. So I'm going to go back to the front page of my site, refresh, and by refreshing, I'm now seeing my site using the classic theme. If I look here at the left hand side, this is broadly where I want to put my content. So shop by collection, shop by type. I'm going to create a new thing here which is going to be called shop by category, and to do that I'm going to try and cross-reference the visual rendered HTML I'm seeing here in the front end of the site with the liquid that I'm seeing here. This is the part here where it says shop by collection, so I'm going to duplicate this structure, and I want my shop by categories to go here at the top, so I'm going to duplicate the structure and put it up at the top. I'm going to change the title of that to be shop by category, and then underneath it I'm going to start I want to actually pull in the liquid from uncomplicated categories. Unfortunately, that liquid is all listed here on the App Store page, so I can just find the one I'm looking for. I'm going to take the vanilla generic default category list with current parent and peer category tagging. There are all kinds of alternatives, and there's a separate screencast that allows you to see the different effects of using these alternatives. But for now, I'm going to take just the default. I'm going to copy and paste that into this sheet and click save. So at this point what I've done is I've told the theme that I want to use that category list, but there will be an error if I render this now. This error here on the left hand side where we can see that it can't find the snippet, the uncomplicated category snippet. And the reason is that I was using the supply theme, and so uncomplicated categories has only been sending its snippets through to the supply theme. What I need to do now is go back into my admin section and into the uncomplicated categories app and tell it to refresh. So I refresh the category list, it searches out the category list and puts it as a liquid snippet into the current theme, which of course is now classic, so that when I go back to the cameras page, refresh this on the front end, we'll now see here on the left hand side there is a lovely neat category list. And this is it, that's it. The category list is now live. If I flick through the different categories, I go to the different sections. Some of my categories are empty. The default behavior is to show all of the top level categories, i.e. photography, technology, film, TV, home, audio, and then subcategories of the section I'm in. So here I'm seeing cameras, there are no subcategories. If I go into technology and computers, then I can go into desktops or tablets, and these are the ones that have products in, as shown here by the numbers next to each one of those categories. So I hope that gives you an idea of what's required. We've tried to make it as simple as possible, as uncomplicated as possible, to deploy uncomplicated categories to these themes, and I hope this has made the deployment process a bit easier. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. Otherwise, best of luck with your stores.